Hey, it's Market Moves coming at you. You can probably guess what this video is going to be about, and it's going to be Canntrust. Been getting a lot of questions about the company. Is it still a great hold? Should I buy now? Should I sell now? What am I doing personally? Where's the stock charts going? I'm going to go over all of that in this video. Stay tuned. So here's the backstory just a mere 2 weeks ago. It's Market Moves coming at you, and I just picked up a lot of shares of Canntrust. Here's the proof. I just bought Canntrust for about $5.27 a share. And everyone wants to know what I'm doing for Canntrust. I got so many comments on this stock, so many questions. So that's why I'm making this video, so you can understand what's happening, what I'm thinking. Oh my God, make it stop. How to become the Canntrust guy. And since I bought it, my portfolio is now down 25%. But let's look into the news that dropped the stock. As always, even in this dark, gloomy day, please like this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll give you 2 seconds to do that. 1, 2, thank you. So the stock is down 22% right now because the facility was found non-compliant, and the cannabis grown in that facility is now being held. So what they did is regulators found that there was 5 unlicensed rooms that were growing cannabis in. So the company had to take out 5,200 kilograms of dried cannabis to be placed on hold. They also voluntarily took out 7,500 kilograms of cannabis at the other facility. So here's the big problem. Right now they have about 13,000 kilograms of cannabis that they cannot sell. Orders need to be filled right now, and there is a shortage for their patients. So they're not going to be getting their products right away, and they're going to try to find ways to get products to these patients in other ways. But this is detrimental to the company in the short term because they could lose customers, they could lose clients. So this is the first time we're hearing of a company being non-compliant with their growing facility. This could be a shot fired to all other companies telling them, we're coming for you. We're going to look at your facilities to make sure you're compliant. So I don't think they're a shady company for growing in non-compliant rooms. I actually think that the industry is so new and the regulations are so new that they really just made an honest mistake. So I'm not going to beat them down over this personally, but there's a lot of questions that come into this company now, and I'm going to go over all of them right. First question I've been getting a lot of is, are you still holding? And my answer to that is absolutely. This does not change the company fundamentally. They still have these growing facilities in the future. They just need to make a couple adjustments so they're compliant. And they also have the cannabis that was grown, so nothing was taken away. No more debt was added to the company. The company is still the same fundamentally. So yes, absolutely, I am still holding this stock. Next question I've been getting is, will I buy more? And that question is very tricky because in some cases I would, but right now I am not buying more, for the reason being I don't like the company more because it got cheaper, and this news does not make me like it more. This news is actually giving me some worry about the stock, and we're going to go over those worries in this video, but first I want to show you why I would buy more. One reason I would buy more of this stock is if we could hit a key level of support, and I think $3.60 is that key level of support, and that is about 20 cents away. That's where I would be looking to buy more if we head down there. So now I'm going to go over my worries about the stock, what I'm asking myself personally that can help me decide if I should be buying or selling. One of my key worries is, how long is it going to take to be compliant? The reason this scares me is because I said before, they have customers that are waiting for products. If those products don't get delivered, they may be losing those customers. They also have 13,000 kilograms of cannabis just sitting in the corner now, which if you multiply by the average net selling price for the company, which is $7 per gram, that's missing out on $91 million that they could be selling cannabis for right now. Not to mention they're losing money every day by not being able to grow in these rooms and these facilities. So yeah, time till being compliant is huge for this company because of all these reasons. The good news is there's some speculation that they can be compliant in 10 to 12 business days, which would be amazing. And the other question I'm asking myself is how much can these already compliant rooms grow? This is just something I don't really understand is how big is the facility, how big is a room, how much can a room grow, how many other rooms are compliant right now, because if they can actually grow enough to meet demand right now, then maybe it's going to be okay. Maybe it's not going to affect the company as much as we think it's going to. That could be the optimistic view of this scenario. But if they can't really grow a lot of cannabis in those other rooms and they're relying on the rooms that just got shut down, then that's pretty bad news and really banking on the time it will take for these rooms to become compliant again. And everyone's going to ask this, but will it go to zero? And the answer for this question is absolutely not. The company has a lot of assets which back up the stock price. So the way you can figure out how much a company is intrinsically worth is you just take the number of assets. For this company's 224 million, you subtract them by the total liabilities, so the total amount the company owes, which is 34 million. You get this difference of 190 million, and then you divide that by the amount of shares, which is 140 million, giving you a stock price of $1.30. So that stock is not going to go below $1.30 because it can pay off all of its debt, and at the end of the day, it has enough to pay each investor $1.30 per share. One of the main questions I'm asking myself is, are they going to have to take out debt? And the reason I'm asking myself this is because if they can't sell the cannabis that they grew and they cannot make revenue, then they're going to have a huge net loss at the end of the quarter. So now it comes down to how much cash do they have? Can they take out debt to finance that? And that's my biggest worry is if they can't bring in revenue, how are they going to pay their expenses? The good news is this company is normally profitable with a net income above zero, so they're not losing money every quarter. This is mainly due to the unrealized gain on changes in the fair value of biological assets. Last quarter, this added $32 million to their gross profit. And the one thing I want to point out is that it looks like this company is turning a profit every quarter, but that's not the case because those unrealized gains on the fair value of the biological assets, that's boosting their bottom line a lot. We had $32 million added, and that's not realized, which is crazy to think that that can affect the bottom line. So the company, if we don't include that, in my mind is not profitable, and that really worries me is how they're going to pay the bills in the upcoming quarters. The other question I keep asking myself is, will they get bought out, and which price will it be bought out at? This looks like a huge possibility as the stock keeps sinking because right now they have 72,000 Canadian patients and it's growing at 70% with 2,500 active patients. Not only that, they have valuable growing facilities that are producing combined 100,000 kilograms at their Niagara facility, and they also have some other facilities that are outdoors, so this is very cheap for growing. So this adds a lot of value to the company in terms of a buyout scenario. So I want to let everyone know it's very scary when a stock drops on big news like this. Everybody wonders what's happening with the company, if it's still a good investment, and I hope this video sheds some light on it. But I also want to point out one huge important thing is that when others are fearful, you should be buying, and when they're greedy, you should be selling. So right now, huge fear in the pot stock market overall, and this stock is not showing any less fear. I also want to point out that when the news came out this morning, I read every article I could. I took the time to understand how it's going to affect the stock in the short term and in the long term, and I decided that it was actually going to have a nice little bounce at 389, and I bought the stock at 395. I sold it for 417 just 30 minutes later for a 5% move. So I took some time to analyze the situation. I didn't freak out. I knew the company. I knew it was a strong company, so I looked for past support levels. So 360, like I said, huge support coming up. I would love to buy there. 389 was that second level of support, which I bought today and swung. And I also want to point out that if you're holding this stock or if you bought this stock, you have to ask yourself, why am I holding it? What am I looking to get out of this stock? Is this a long-term hold? Do I believe in the company, or am I just buying it because some guy on YouTube bought it, because I study the stock, I love the stock, I understand what it's going to be doing in the future, so I believe in it. But if you don't believe in your investment, you're going to be quick to sell it and take a loss. So right now, I'm not selling my stock. I'm going to be picking up more as it drops to those key levels. And I urge you to follow the channel, stay updated on what's happening. And if you want more information on other pot stocks that are not dropping 20%, please click the playlist to the right of me. Those are going to help you understand what else is out there to buy. If you want a free pot stock evaluation sheet, there's a link in the bio for that. And if you want to trade with me personally, 3 to 5 trade alerts below that, 7 days for free. And then please subscribe to this channel. Lastly, Market Moves signing off. Peace.